Alright, welcome to the video. I'm drawing, of course, as you can see, and yeah, nothing really special, just a real-time drawing because I felt like it in the small sketchbook with my Twisby Eco fountain pen and some platinum something black ink. I just took the one with carbon particles in it because if you didn't know, that the darkest ink has carbon, it's not carbon based, but there's carbon in it, carbon particles. But the problem is they usually dry up, but these ones don't because they're so small or something like that. I don't know how it works. I just know that it's great dark ink, which works in a fountain pen, which is the main, nice factor. Because I have ink, Indian ink, which is like the darkest of the darkest, completely waterproof. But you can only do that with a dip pen, and dip pens aren't, well, they're cheap enough, but they're just not that practical. Personally, I've used more practical tools before, but they're still great. Like they still have a use. I just prefer my fountain pen, I guess. Just doesn't really matter. I may, mostly because I broke my dip pen. That's probably why I would not use it. But if I had one, I would probably use it once in a while. I feel like it had some interesting use cases. Primarily the same as the fountain pen, but just slower, but also more methodical. Like you had to think about what you had to do. Like completely different, but still very much the same. Well, I really like this drawing actually. You'll see in some time, but it's actually really great. I think it's one of the best ones I've made in the small sketchbook so far. I really like this one. Only problem, it's in the small sketchbook, so there's not much in putting it in a frame. But I thought of an idea, is that I'm not taking all the pages out of the small sketchbook, but I'm taking a lot, and then I'm putting all the best ones, side by side in one frame. I think that would be kind of cool, if it makes sense. I think it would be nice. I don't know though. We'll have to see. But I think it could be cool. But that's also an idea for the future, which I'm just gonna do when I get there. Or maybe I'm just gonna keep them all in the sketchbooks. I don't know, and I don't really care. For me, the sketchbook is just another piece of paper, but it's easier to draw in the sketchbook because I just have to do it. I don't have to lay it somewhere. I also have to do a larger drawing on some A3 paper at some point because I haven't made any good ones in a while, so I kind of got to get to it, I got to actually make stuff for once, if you can believe me. So that's why. Yeah. The painting, which is still under construction or on the way or whatever you want to say, it's getting made. It's not done yet, but it's not done. Yeah, still working on it. It's looking great. Very much my art style, but different in some ways. New pose and new things, but still very much the same. I just have a tiny smidge of stuff to do. I'll probably do it tomorrow, but the video won't be coming out tomorrow because I have stuff to do tomorrow. And it won't be coming out the day after tomorrow either. I don't think so. Crush, again, have stuff to do. But that's how it is. YouTube is kind of a job. At some point, in some point, it's or some type of way, it's a job. But to an extent, it's really not. It's just a hobby because you actually get paid from doing a job. But don't really with this. But I don't know. It's mostly just random stuff I make for fun, which is great. I like doing it, so I'm gonna keep doing it. And either way, even if I didn't like posting online anywhere. I would just have to do it still because like my that's how it is. Like as an artist, that's how it's in the 21st century. That's how it's supposed to be. That's the way of connecting your art to people. So yeah. One thing cool. I don't think I've talked about it. Maybe I did, but I was at work yesterday or the day before yesterday, and one of my colleagues. Well, we don't have the same position, but we worked at the same place. We just work different. I work in the kitchen and the cleaning stuff, and he's a teacher at the school type thing I work at. And he had his girlfriend, wife, I don't know, his partner, I don't know their status, and their son. And his son, he's like 6 or something, 8 maybe, at most 8. I don't think he's 8. I think he's like 6 or something. Nice little kid. He likes scary monsters and heavy music and all the scary stuff like that. And he just reminds me of myself. We talked about that a little bit. Such a nice kid, and he was staring at my phone for like the whole of dinner because we make food, then we also get to eat. So for like 30 minutes, he was just staring at my phone, my Instagram, scrolling down, looking at my pictures, and I was like just in awe of how cool they were. And it's really nice. Hope he buys something. Of course, maybe I'll just give him something for a birthday, or something like that. I don't know. I'll figure out. Depends on what he wants, of course, or if he wants anything. I think it's just cool to be admired by somebody, even if it's a kid. That's the best admiration, because kids don't lie. So if they don't like anything or don't think something is cool, they'll say it, and they'll say it loud. Like they'll be honest. But he liked my stuff, which was really nice. Still really nice. Yeah. I really have to put my stuff into some like exhibitions or something. I don't know. Have to do something with my art. I really don't know. I gotta do stuff. I just I forget. I there's stuff I can do and then I forget it. Just what problem with it? I just it's not even because like I really want to, but I have school and other stuff to do too. So if I just get sent something, oh, you should do this, and I'm like, oh, cool, yeah, cool, I'll look into it. And even I will look into it. I'll just probably just forget about it at the crucial moment when I actually have time, because the other times I was doing other stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really have anything interesting to say. I was at work today also. It was kind of a longer, because it's kind of the going home day for the people. They sleep. The old people, they sleep at our school thing. It's hard to explain. It's a very Danish concept, but yeah, it means better dinner and wine. So we had that. Great. Well, I don't really like wine personally. It was not because it was a bad wine. It was not an expensive wine, but it was a decent wine, like decent stuff, But it's not. And I've had really cheap wine of every kind, and I've had expensive wine of every kind, and I just don't get wine. I'm not a wine person, and it's not anything about being macho or manly or no. It's nothing about that, because I don't really care about being macho, because I have kind of shaggy long hair, and I paint my nails black or red from time to time. Well, every day, basically. And I'm not really, that most macho dude. I just don't like the taste of wine. I would just rather have a beer. A good beer, though, not a bad beer. Like, there's also really bad beers, but I just generally like beers more. But, it is what it is. That's just personal taste and personal preference. But yeah, I respect people who like wine. That's up to you, man. You can like whatever you like. I don't care. I just don't want you forcing me to like whatever you like. Because wine's nasty, in my opinion. But it's fair if you guys like, oh no, you're actually wrong because I'm sorry. don't care. I'm just an artist, dude. I'm just creating. I'm just making art, doing this kind of daily podcast thing. Because it's not as much about the art. It is about the art, but it's also kind of a podcast thing. It's not just, art. It is. The art is the B-roll, but the content is merely just kind of this podcast thing that I'm doing. But it's not really a podcast. It's just me talking, which is kind of the essence of a podcast. I'm getting kind of existential here. I'm sorry. Yeah. Real time is a long time, but I also just think that the paintings, especially the paintings, they deserve a longer time. But I can talk about more of the process here because, like, with the painting videos, you can talk about different paints and colors and this and that and that. With the drawings here, there's not much to talk about when it comes to the drawings. I could be more specific with some stuff, but I'm also like, nobody want to hear about that. Nobody wants to. But, yeah. Well, one thing interesting is that I'm sitting in my car right now doing the voiceover, and it's like completely dark outside, which is really weird. And I'm also doing it pretty late. I think my family is gonna go to bed, maybe or maybe not. I don't know. It's kind of up to them. They decide. It's just I don't have nothing to do. I'm on holiday, so it's nice. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Don't have anything crazy to say about anything really. And I think that's also how it's supposed to be. Like sometimes you just gotta chill, and that's the nice thing about this holiday because it's a holiday before I have to study up for exams, which is kind of important. Though I still have to do a little bit of things for exam preparation because for media class we have to make a movie, which I've been talking about in some of the other videos. But if you haven't heard it, me and my co-actor, I think it's called, me and the other person who are acting, we both think that we haven't written enough, or we need to write more for the scenes because our movie is mostly dialogue based between her and I. That's the point. Like our characters' dialogue with each other is the main goal of that's the main point of the movie, which is easy but still so hard because if we want to make it good and actually be enjoyable to watch and interesting to watch with that premise, we gotta have everything written down so it works and make sure that we don't get any plot holes because we just improvise and say stupid stuff. So we kind of gotta get it to work hard. But we have talked about, calling each other and then just writing some stuff. I don't know. Just mainly just doing stuff. I'm kind of nervous about the movie. Not because I'm nervous about the movie being bad or anything. And then I don't know. It means something now. So it's not, before it wasn't the end of the world if the movie was a little bit bad. But, now it counts. Now we're supposed to use everything we've learned. And now it's important. And, it's not hard because we know what to do. I think it's just that you get more nervous because it means something and there's kind of a risk or whatever you would say. There's an objective and there's a goal, but you can also fail, which would be not so nice. I don't need to get the perfect and highest grade ever. I just want to pass, but it would be cool if we could we'll try our best and get whatever we're supposed to get, but it would be nice to get a good grade because we want to do a good job. We'll see. We'll see. And yeah, you can see that also, talking about seeing, you can see the drawing is getting very close to the end here. And I think it's really cool. And there's elements I'm definitely going to do again. I really like there's the triangle hanging out from the ear on the top and on the bottom, kind of the reverse side thing. That's really cool. I like that. And just the general, the eye is also nice with the little white, just sparkle or whatever, the glimpse of the light. That just works perfectly. But you know what else would work perfectly, for me at least, and probably for you, if you like and subscribe and comment, I'll be very happy, and you'll probably get to see me again, which if you watch this far, you definitely like. So yeah, please have a good day or night. Bye bye. Like, subscribe.